After trading back into round one, the Atlanta Falcons select James Pearce, edge rusher out of Tennessee, with the 26th overall pick. Let's look at what the Falcons gave up in the trade, then talk about Pearce as a player, and then my overall thoughts on the pick. But first, it's a bit steep. The Falcons get a third round back, but they give up a 7th and a 1st. I don't care about that 7th. You give up a 2nd rounder and a 1st for Pearson a 3rd. That's quite the investment. That is someone that you view as, hey, we'd rather have Pearce than have our 1st round pick next year and our 2nd round this year, because pick 101 shouldn't be a major needle mover. Good job by the Rams. They walk away with another 2nd round pick and a 1st round pick for next year. But let's talk about Pearce a little bit just as a player. Kind of put the trade details to the side. Just what are you getting in Pearce? One, after getting Jalen Walker to play linebacker earlier in their 1st round, you go out and get a true edge rusher, right? Now, Pearce, like Walker, is not your conventional edge rusher. Walker's a little undersized. Pearce is a little bit on the slender side. So they're getting a little bit of band of like not typical height, weight, size edge rushers, but they're getting productive and good football players. So Pearce, 6'5", he is, looking at him, like a slender dude. You probably wouldn't assume defensive end. Now, I think at the NFL level, he's not going to have a three-point stance. He's not going to put his hand on the ground. I think in a 3-4 defense, which Atlanta runs, he's going to be an outside linebacker. The number one thing you have to know about him, it's really just one word: speed. The guy's faster than most running backs. He ran a sub-4.5 40-yard dash. He's got incredible linear burst. He is going to get to the backfield in a blink of an eye. In college, that is a problem for opposing offenses. Personally, I don't believe that that trait carries to the NFL as great as maybe strength does, because pro offensive tackles are quick and nimble ballerinas. They know how to handle speed. They see it every single Sunday. College tackles, they don't see speed like that all the time. But I can still be optimistic and warm up to the pick. It's an expensive trade-up, right? You gave up your 1st-round draft pick for next year. Like, Terry Fontenot is kind of the U.S. government. He just keeps borrowing from the future. 3 straight drafts now where he has traded up for a player that I don't know if anyone felt like that was someone you got to trade up for. 2 years ago is Matthew Bergeron. Last year is Rukarororo. This year it's James Pearce. But if you wanted Atlanta to get an edge rusher at 15, here you go. Last year for the Vols, 7.5 sacks. In 2023, he had 10 sacks. So a slight dip in production. As someone who watched every single Tennessee game, I will calm your nerves by saying Tennessee, I don't know how to put this, just didn't play their guys very often. Like early in the year, when you kind of pad your stats playing the school of deaf and blind, they would pull back on their starters when they got these huge leads. You know what I mean? So Pearce just didn't have the runway to, amass a bunch of stats, and a lot of games where players pad their stats. He was kind of quiet in the Ohio State playoff game and when they played Georgia, but I think he's going to step in here and immediately compete with Arnold Ebiketie for that starting job, if not just outright win it from the jump. And you're going to get Leonard Floyd and Pearce off the edge, Ebiketie working in for some packages, Jalen Walker at inside linebacker on early downs, and then using him in blitz packages like you did for Caden Ellis on 3rd and long. The Falcons are going to have more success at getting to the quarterback this year. It just comes at a price, meaning a 2nd and a 1st for a Pearce and a 3rd. So, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're still live here on the channel. If you don't want to miss a single Falcons draft pick, which unfortunately, they are running out of draft picks. They have a 3rd now, no longer a 2nd, and they only have 1 7th and a 4th. So they had the same amount of picks, just moved around a little bit. But hit that sub button down below if you haven't yet. Help us reach 35,000 subscribers. Okay, now a little bit of Not Pearce as a player, but my thoughts on Pearce as a pick. Okay, let's do like a pro-con-pro, little compliment sandwich, right? You're going to get speed. And I think that's what Raheem Morris wants. He signed Devon Diablo at linebacker. It's just the trend that teams are going with on offense and defense. You want speed. James Pearce is going to bring you speed. Con, he is a bit of a locker room misfit. I'm having a horrible foot cramp right now. There are some character concerns, let's say, with James Pearce in the locker room from high school to college. They brought him in for a pre-draft visit. I'm assuming in that visit they ironed out those concerns. I had Charlie Horse just go away. But that's definitely something that if it doesn't work out, it can kind of be like a George Pickens situation of, hey, you kind of knew what you were getting into, but you just took talent and you ignored the person. But those are just like, some murmurs and rumors. Maybe it's not true. And then the last pro I'll give after going speed at 1 is I think he's not just a sub-package like pass rush specialist. I think you can play Pearce on early downs. I think he can help you against the run. He's not going to be able to set the edge very well at sub 250 pounds. Maybe he adds some more playing weight, but I believe Pearce can go out there and track down ball carriers in the backfield. More on this in just a moment, but first things first, a quick shout out to our sponsor today, which is House of Atlas. It's a brand new shaving company that's got some awesome deals for Falcons fans, including 15% off when you go to houseofatlas.com and use promo code CHAT. Now, they gave us a couple of free razors and things like that to try out, and if you're looking at my face right now, you're seeing the result of House of Atlas. So this is something that I can say is a great shaving product to use. And for a limited time, they're offering 15% off your first order when you purchase any razor kit in the before and after set, which includes the Precision Shave Cream and Calming Aftershave. Use code CHAT at houseofatlas.com. That's houseofatlas.com with promo code CHAT for 15% off your new razor kit and before and after set. Stop wasting money and time on shaving products that don't look good, aren't effective, and cost way too much. Visit houseofatlas.com today. Trust me, you'll love it as much as I did. So let's talk more about the Pearce pick, and then we'll talk a little bit about the Jalen Walker pick after that, just to kind of recap all of round 1, which has been a busy night for Atlanta. I mean, peekaboo. First things first, we kind of, I guess, could have seen this coming in a way. Like, on one hand, they didn't have the draft capital, I thought, to move back into round 1. On the other hand, they tried to do it last year with Leatu Latu. So they have showed a willingness to get back into round 1. They just didn't have any buyers last year. This year, a lot of teams wanted to trade out of round 1. So James Pearce going to Atlanta, and the Falcons go with Jalen Walker at 15, who I just think is going to be a Deion Jones type times 10. Like, I just think he's going to be the face of the defense in a matter of years. And now you get Pearce, who can get in there and just pin his ears back and get after the quarterback, right? He's got one job, sack the quarterback. And if I had to put money down on the next player for the Falcons to get, 7 or more sacks in a year, I would say James Pearce has a great path to do that. So I can be optimistic about this. Full transparency, I thought if they were going to trade back into round 1, giving up a future first, it would be for someone to the magnitude of like Will Johnson, who's just got a crazy high ceiling of a player. That was ultimately not the path they went. And I think that could be a reflection of, hey, there's some major medical concerns with Johnson. Because when healthy, I think he's going to be and was an incredible corner for Michigan. So Pearce, welcome to Atlanta. Stay away from the lemon pepper wings at a certain location. And please, sack the quarterback. Because Atlanta has ranked 32nd in sacks since 2021. So Jalen Walker at 15. He's just going to be the new middle of your defense, and you can move him around a little bit. James Pearce coming off the edge. It cost you, a good chunk of change. You're out of round 1 for next season, and you're out of the top 50 in this draft with your second-round pick, and You get way back in with the round 3 pick at 101. So it was expensive, and hopefully Pearce can make it worth it because he's now going to be viewed as, oh, you cost us 2 first, right? You cost us 2 first and then 50 picks in round 2 or in day 2 of the draft, going from 46 to 101. If I was going to make that gamble on someone, I mean, maybe you don't want to make that gamble on an injury kind of, I wouldn't say prone player, but medical concern player. But I wouldn't have made that gamble on Pearce. I would have made that gamble on Will Johnson. I will add, no Mike Green. So maybe the character concerns are really big for him because this has been maybe one of the biggest surprise of round 1 of the draft. Mike Green still not taken at the moment. All right, grade the pick for me. A, B, C, D, or F. Let me know in the comment section below. Sorry, I'm kind of lopsided. I had to take my shoe off. My foot is on fire right now with this cramp, this Charlie horse. I'm going to give it a, you got to include the trade. Include the trade and then the pick. I give it a B-. And that's coming from a Tennessee grad. I like Pearce, but I gave up a first for him. That's going to put a lot of pressure on him to deliver. So I'll go B-.